Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farming Life at the Fort. Out the pups, give you a quick update on these. Back to me. I know you.
Kg 335. Hop, voilà ma belle. Salut. Regardez un peu la petite bouche. Ok, bon, la coaptation des dents est bonne, hein. Wow, c'est nickel. Le palais est bien. Les petites oreilles aussi, les ganglions, pareil. Alors, le petit nombril. Elle a mangé avant de partir, j'imagine. Non, ouais.
Oui, il faut se
Ouais. Hop.
Tu colles ça ou pas? Non, j'en fous que tu l'as dit. Non.
Parfait.
Encore moi. J'ai une dame qui demande quelque chose pour les oreilles de son chien. Elle nettoie avec un truc à base de chlorhexidine.
Oui.
Ça doit être décapé, non?
Bah ouais, bah, parce que dans tous les produits oreilles, ils rajoutent un peu de chlorhexidine.
Il y en a dedans?
Oui. Ouais.
Bon, alors je vais peut-être mettre un truc.
Après, il faut quand même un truc spécial oreille. Hein,
Bah ouais, mais c'est ça.
Voilà.
Parce qu'elle donne, j'ai pas.
Ouais.
Elle n'arrive pas à me dire. Ok, merci.
Tac. Oh, et tu vois, les femelles, elles sont plus courageuses que les gars. Hein.
Bébé.
T'as rien dit. C'est bien. Oh, c'est bien. Regarde, petit. Eh, tiens. Oh là là. Tiens, petite croquette. Tiens. Tu veux pas? Allez, on va te mettre par terre. Allez, le petit, il y a le petit collier. Voilà, on va lui mettre ça. Bah, du coup, c'est une femelle. Hein. Tu veux que je te note quoi, Marion, tu m'as dit?
Non, mais après, si elle note, c'est bon.
Bah, après, c'est bon, là, 3 kg. 3,335. Les comportements individuels. Il y en a qui sont plus ou moins timides. Alors, non, on va te peser après.
Il faudra faire un...
Regarde, hop, tu regardes la caméra. Salut toi.
Pour le rat, pour le pack, oui. Et pour l'autre, qui sont aux autres propriétaires, on ne peut pas l'enregistrer dans un autre pays qu'en France.
Ah d'accord.
Attention, ça va piquer. Hop. Parfait. 416.
Sorry. Yellow. What's happened?
Small tour of the garage. A few years back along, wanted to see it. So it's not that big. When we came here first, it was a cow shed. There used to be a manger here with cows tied in and another one there where that wall is. So when I started off first, it was all one big garage, and then we took a piece of it for the milk comparator for the goats. Now we're finished making goats, the milk comparator is still there, but we're thinking on maybe knocking that wall and making it back big again. We'll see. Most of this stuff I had in Ireland. That's my iron worker. It's for when I was at sheds. It punches holes, cuts all different types of angles, flats, rounds. Very handy for solid steel. It's actually single face. That's my workbench in Ireland. Has my spanners and all. Underneath it just for storing tools and bits and bobs. All of this I brought in behind the Land Rover from Ireland on my Ever Williams trailer, and we left it here. So then this is my welding bench here, and we have the wire speed of the welder, say up high. So it's on a cover most of the so if you're welding a machine or anything, or even down the pit, you have to be dragging the welder down your weld. So it covers the full section here. It's not that big, but it still does it. And I find it handy. Now it's not the welder I brought with me. That's still there. That's a 3-phase welder. We actually bought it in Belgium, believe it or not, of a place that was being liquidated, and it's a very powerful welder, and it's a 350 amp. No, it's a 350 amp. So I just leave it in there all the way. What else is there here? This is our pit. Now it's the full. We dug this out after. Had to dig it out with a jackhammer. It's solid rock. Well, over here is soft rock. So we didn't bother putting the floor in it, but we shuttered the sides. We have these chains made up just with an old disc and old bars, just to stop anyone falling in, because they are dangerous. Other than that, normally when we're finished with it, I just have this up now to show you. But normally we just use the chains. If there was a tractor or something parked and I was not finishing it off and going away from it, I'd put up the chain so no one would walk around and fall into it. But I find it very handy for greasing dry shafts. Mainly working on farm machinery, so you can get in under it to weld it or do what you want. A disc, most of all, or the canvas strap. This is our saw bench. Now this saw we bought in France. I had it's a bandsaw, and you can cut all the angles and all with it. No bother. So the other one I had was for cutting real big stuff, and I just really hadn't the work for it. So I sold the bandsaw. We had a chop saw nearly exactly where that was, but I found it very noisy, and so we sold the bandsaw, and we have the chop saw is for sale. So I'm very happy with that. That's just an old leather off a combine. That's another bit of a loft. This was all covered in a loft when we came. So we left that because that's mainly for storing tools and all, and we store some old bits and pieces up there. The jackhammer off the digger is up there, and here then is the Kingsland benders for bending all types of flat. So I made this one then myself. It's for bending round, for making hinges, and I used to do a lot of horse stable doors in Ireland, and you'd make the nice fancy hinges. Then around here, I think that's just jacks and bits and pieces. Our wash bench is there, and we just have an old half barrel there for holding all the broken dry shafts and bits and pieces. So here then is just the tools for sockets and some of my Milwaukee stuff. Got that 2 years ago on Amazon, 20-ton press for beards and that, very handy. These toolboxes here then, well, that's a tank toolbox. And this one then was my toolbox in work in the mines. I made it myself. So I have our sockets here. I used to live in my toolboxes there when I'd be going underground, but now I use it for big rough stuff here. Other stuff's hanging on the doors. It's on wheels. I normally just leave it there. That's just a bit of storage. Other than that, our pillar drill there, that was in Ireland as well. So when we weighed the trailer coming over, it was not far off 4 ton. So it was a nice pull with the Land Rover from Ireland to here. These boxes here, I found them over in the other place. So I'm hoping to put them on some of the tractors for holding tools that they can just pull in and out on the side of them. Having just time out the minute. And that's my plasma. That I cut out the signs, the bowl on the tractor. Great job. It has a built-in compressor. You don't need a compressor. You can bring it around the farm, work it off a generator or anything. If you want to cut bits, it saves a lot of working with a grinder or anything. And there's a good long lead of it. And you want, so I think that's mainly the workshop. Put up them LED lights there only lately. We put up 4 beaming down here, or 3. Meant to get 4. So you can actually twist them around if you want to adjust the light if there's a machine on the way. Yeah, that's the workshop, I think. For now, that was my old welder in Ireland that I started off with. The yellow one under the bench. And still works. So that's about it, I think. The plan I'd be hoping to do is with this shed, what is it, 1, 2, there's 5, 6 metre bays, making this a garage and putting roller doors and have it more for repairing machinery. I have the other farm now for stocking a lot of this stuff that I don't be using that often, and just leave this for a bigger garage for working around machines and that. And that'll be the plan, and just put like a roller sliding doors on it and to hold a lot of stuff. So that's it. This is our passenger, 3.5 metre non-conditioner mower. Very good mower. So I have to have it on the Manitou there now to lift it in lengthwise into the workshop. What I have to do with it is, well, they're not gone, and I do it every year. I do weld yokes onto the slides because the ground over here is very hard and just says buying all new ones. So that's our next job there. The rower we're after taking out. Just finished up here yesterday with the second yoke on the nitrogen on the cereals. Cereals are not doing well at all this year. Not that impressed. I have to wash that now after a while and then do the mower. So I have the mower in the garage now and I have the slides underneath them. Just in there. The working broke right, but if I left them for this year they would have wore through, and I find that does every bit as good. So I have to turn her back down now. That's the welders hang on there. Makes it very handy for doing that job. So a few more little bits and put a new set of blades in her. Blades don't last long over here because with the moulds and the little heaps of clay everywhere. Okay, just another little thing to add in. I'm always stuck for a few of the more common spanners. I'm always looking for 10, 19s, 13s and 17. And I do lose them as well if you're out on repairs or in the field. So last year Emily arrived back with these. She got them in the supermarket, and one of these here. It has the basics. I think she said they were €9 each. I put them through the test well last year. I don't know, forget what they were. They were a bit dear. They're a swivel ratchet spanner. I nearly used them the whole time, and they're just bought in the supermarket. They're not an expensive one. I haven't broke any. So I got another one this year now to leave in another tractor, or to bring the two bunches. And Emily got this in Lidl the other day, and I find them very handy. They're a swivel, and they're, say that's an 18, 19, 17, 16, just for different places. And I find them nearly handier than having a big toolbox, and especially for going around the yard, because when you're finished, all the spanners are back in the little pouch, and you're keeping more track of them. So just something I said I'd show you there. And Emily, I'd be always telling her to buy a 13 spanner or a 16 or whatever. So she seen them, she thought they were handier. So it was a good idea, I thought. So back here, I'm drilling out these two studs here with my drill. So I actually didn't even notice until I took off the cover that there was one of them wrung off. So I have it drilled out there now, and using this stuff here. I don't like that WD-40 at all. I think it burdens the bit. I find this stuff way better for drilling than WD, and I find when you use the WD-40, I know people probably like, it burdens the top of the drill bit, and it's the same then with the tap. Now I can't use the handle, so I have to use the vice grips just to get it in there to drill it out. Now, how I do find out the right size drill bit for tapping is if you get the drill and the nut is just tight on it, if you have it the right way. Now when you take it out of the chuck, once the nut just fits tightly onto the end of the drill bit, providing it's a straight drill bit, it usually will be the right size drill bit for the tap. Now there is a diagram, and I used to have it, but I don't know where it is. But I always find if you have the nut for the size of wherever you're drilling out for the bolt, it's usually the right size. So it saves a lot of technical stuff when you have it. So that's just about finished now as well on this mower. A few other bits I'll be showing you, and that'll be that out of the way. Put a new set of blades in it there now, and she was working okay when she was parked up, but just to go through these things. And the conditioner mower I only bought it this year. It's a Pottinger as well. It's actually newer than this one, but it looks way older because it was thrown outside. It was a kind of a dispute on in the farm, and it was left there for 3 or 4 years in the sun and bad weather, so I'm hoping it's okay. I got it cheap, and the last 2 mowers we had were John Deere's, and I just couldn't find John Deere's, so I went on the Pottinger. The Pottinger do a lot for me. They don't cut as good as the John Deere, but still they do the trick. I just took this unit out of the TM for a few more connections, put them on there, and I'm going to wire them up there now with some push-ons, and we have the stuff there. Most of you know what they are. The Pottinger is finished, just to get out of there now, and I'll be showing you at the 8340. TM is just about finished, just to check the front hubs, and that's it. Then I actually have to go at after this I have to bring in the maize sower. There was a beard at the end of last year, just thought of it the other day, so I want to put a new beard in it and just check it over, because there was one field that was done to cut for first cut silage, but I let the cows in on it just so I can get 4 or 5 hectares of maize sowed and see how it goes. It's raining now every second day, so we should be able to get a plough into the ground, and that's it. So myself and Laura will be sowing the maize. She'll be out doing driving there, power harrow and a hope. And then look, I'm at the maize sower. There's the blower. There's a few jobs. This bearding is gone here, so I just have to press it off and hopefully get one today. Just a few little jobs to be done with, not much. It's old, but it does the trick, and that's it. So we have our hydraulic press here. That'll hopefully press it off. Now on the putting the backstage of the bearing in, that's the compeller for the suction, and about another hour now I should have it all up and running.
So that's that for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.